Sound check. Testing 1 2 testing. Let's do one for you.
Testing.
Sweet. Hello and welcome back to the finals day here at Viking Park. The next game up, kicking off in a couple of minutes, will be Goulburn Dirty Reds taking on Gungahlin Eagles in what should be a cracking game in First Division, First Grade. Just before we kick off, we'd like to thank our sponsors, Hahn Superdry, Griffin Legal, McDonald's ACT, O'Neill's, Poplars, Rourke Projects, PTP and True Fit and Hill. Should be a cracking contest here. I'm joined in commentary here with Rachel Warwick. Rachel, how are you going today?
Brilliant. It's great weather, isn't it?
Yeah, looking forward to a really good matchup. And of course, you're from Gungahlin, went to Darramarlin College, and there should be a couple of good players running around for Gungahlin today.
I would think so.
Anyone you're looking out for in particular to be to really lead their team around the park today?
I would definitely say that they've got heaps of first grade experience, and it would be really good to see some of their veterans out on the field and showing their leadership. Veterans,
meaning the fellas who can't run very well anymore, the old fellas who are now playing third grade. Okay, so in the team list, we've had a couple of late changes for Gungahlin, so I'll quickly read over those. At loose head prop, Chris Grierson. At hooker, James McGimsey. Tight head prop, Ben Stewart. In the second row, Andrew Gibson and Mitchell Colbert. At number 6, Toby Efflick. Open side flanker, Matthew Vernon. At number 8, Kane Broderick. At number 9, Sean Connicky. 10, Matthew Power, great name. On one wing, Tom Scott. At inside centre, Michaels Nicholas. And the other centre partner, Aramasi Kelly. And then on the wing, Johnny Power, and at full, Jai Connicky. The Connickys, Sean and Jai related?
Yeah, brothers.
There you go. All right. So this is why I need you, otherwise I would have no idea. Yeah. And the interesting story is the Goulburn Dirty Reds, who will be running out in a second. They've got a good crowd contingent that's come down from Goulburn today, come watch them play. They've had, I'll call it a battle into the finals. They had to win every game in order to get to the finals. So it'll be a very interesting contest, this one. And their team list, number 1, Boyd Newby. At hooker, Lewin Davies. Number 3, Bradley Mudderman. At number 4, Nick Tabner. Number 5, Jordan Wilcox. At blindside flanker, Bradley Clements. Number 7, Benjamin Cheetham. At number 8, Michael Webber. Number 9, Jackson Reardon. Number 10, Aidan Greaves. And one wing, Matthew Spratley. And Ben Todcool at inside centre, Alec Palmer at outside centre. Jordan Lee's up and coming, who won an award for the ACT Southern States emerging player on Wednesday, is on one wing, a big fella, and Adam Lachlan at fullback with all the pace. Our referee today will be Reece Hemshaw, and his ARs are Graham Billett and Damien McLaughlin, as Goulburn Reds look to take the field. And traffic has to stop as they run out. Some big fellas on this side, isn't there, Rachel?
Yeah, definitely. They're looking very composed.
They've got a great little skill set. I don't know if you got out to watch any footy the last couple of weeks, but where they'll struggle today, no doubt, is against a big pack for Gungahlin, which will have the scrum going forward for sure. So they beat last week. They beat ADFA, which was last year's defending champions. So we'll look to see them probably use the skill set and use the ball, as no doubt this Gungahlin side will be a lot bigger.
Yeah. No, I definitely think it'll be a hard game.
Yeah. The weather is turned it on for us. It's a little bit windy, probably.
Yeah, a little bit.
Wind's probably taking to... Well, it's hard to say. It's probably swirling around a little bit. It's getting me cold up here in the commentary. As Gungahlin take the field, and a bit of an old school shake in the hands at the start of the game.
Beautiful.
Goulburn bringing them back, no doubt. There's some great signs. In Dirty Reds, that's a great name for a club. It's
beautiful. Great sign.
Beautiful, yeah, sure. We'll call it beautiful, as Rachel says, but I'm going to say it's a little bit brave to call yourself the Dirty Reds, so no, good on them. And it looks like Goulburn has won the kick, the toss, so they'll look to elect to kick. And as I mentioned, there's some really good strike power in this Goulburn side, with the left winger Jordan Rees being not only a big fella moving from fullback to the wing, but also very, very fast and dynamic. There's a couple of kids running across the field to get them off. We'll mention as well, if anything happens with the Facebook site today, feel free to jump over onto YouTube to watch the rest of the game. as Goulburn kicks us underway and kicks the ball out on the full. So it's probably not the start they were looking for, but Wynn may be playing havoc with that one there. So we'll look to get underway with the scrum. This will be a big battle today between the scrums of Gungahlin and Goulburn. This is probably where Goulburn's weakness has been over the last couple of weeks. They've been going backwards on a lot of scrums, so we'll have to see what happens here. But what position did you play when you were playing, Rachel?
I played in the forwards because, we had quite a small team.
Yep.
Most of the games, I think, were supposed to be 10s, but ended up, playing 7s and things like that.
Yep.
Just because of numbers, but
yeah. Okay. Well, that's good. You'll be able to help me out with a little bit with the forwards then. So you see the first. Do you know anything about scrums or much about scrums? We'll see.
Most of ours were uncontested, actually. So, no.
Well, that could happen in this game if a couple of the old fellas get tired and decide to have a break. Been really surprised with the skill set and the level of rugby throughout these this level of competition.
Definitely.
A lot of people say obviously it's technically third grade as it is the third grade in the competition, but it's first division for both of these sides. First division, first grade. So Goldman comes along with another fella. Beeping the horn, and as I mentioned, the scrum for Gungahlin absolutely marching over the top of Goulburn there. So this is probably
setting the tone.
Yeah, I'd imagine so. So one of the standout players also that I half mentioned for the last couple of weeks has moved from the second row to number 7, Benjamin Cheetham. He has been, without a doubt, the most physical ball running and most excitement factor for this Goulburn side. He's in the black headgear over there with the green strap around it, so look to see him getting involved in the games. Gungahlin goes to the line out. And a bit of an overthrow and lost forward by Gungahlin there. So we'll look to have another scrum here. I mean, I'd hate to say Win. Well, I don't think Win's really paying much of a factor, but we'll see what happens with that one. So, yeah. Do you know much about this number 13 from Gungahlin? Rachel, he's a big fella, isn't he? Massey Kelly, that's the fella, isn't he?
Definitely. Yeah. I think he's known by his teammates here as Massey.
Massey, okay, that'll be easier for me. I'll apologise now for any names I mispronounce or anything like that, because I'll no doubt get a couple wrong.
Yeah, no, apparently, he's definitely hard to bring down.
Yeah, I can see that from here for sure.
Yeah, but no, I think he's a pinnacle in the team.
Yep. We've got a car alarm going off. It's all going
cars
on.
Going off today. It was definitely hard to find a spot.
Yeah, no doubt. It's been packed out here at Viking Park, which is great to see.
Yeah, everyone's out.
Yeah. As Gungahlin got the penalty from that scrum. Gungahlin got the penalty there and a kick to the corner, so they'll look to see what they do here. It's a good line out and they'll go to the drive. Keep it quite tight here. Start rumbling up. The body height's a bit high at the back there, but they'll look to move it forward, probably 5 metres out now. And this is where got penalty advantage for swimming there, and Gungahlin to breaks till getting very close to the line.
Yeah, right.
Look to recycle the ball. And definitely offside there from Goulburn's number 10, but they've pushed him over the line and it's held up. Reece Henshaw has said that it's held up, but they've got a penalty advantage. It looks like he called them in the side at the maul. So you'd probably think they go back to the scrum here. No doubt.
It looks like it.
Yeah, they'll look to go back to the scrum because it'll get them on the front foot, you'd hope. And then they look to play off that. There's a big, like I said, it's a big backline for Gungahlin.
Yeah.
Gungahlin, of course, beating Adfa to make it into this grand final last year's premiers in what was a very tightly contested battle. And once again, it was probably as the scrum marches forward. This is where it'll be won or lost, I'd say, and it's a cliche, but won or lost up front.
They're really fighting for it.
Yeah, they've done quite well actually.
Yeah.
There, Goulburn. Goulburn. I'll get those two wrong all day.
You will do.
And body height there was a big problem. It was a great defence by Goldman. As the supporters are standing here in front of us. And they look to go to the pick and drive, but again, what's going to be their strength. So it'll be interesting to see as the body height again get caught a little bit high. Looks like the captain for Goulburn is on that ball, but Reece is going to let the ball play on and go to that pick and drive again. Very, very close, and they look like they might be over there, but yeah, he's awarded the try. So first points of the grand final going to the Gungahlin Eagles makes it 4-0 after about 5 minutes of play. It's been, well, it's all from the kickoff then, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they kick it out in the full and it comes back to the scrum. They get a penalty from the scrum and then they get their roll on. So it'll be definitely interesting to see why Goulburn's going to match that physicality in the forward pack.
Yeah.
You'd hope they do. And one of the ways they can do that, for sure, is actually just keep the ball in their hands. If they keep the ball in their hands, then just run around this Gungahlin pack, then they might tire them out and therefore weaken them at scrum time. But we'll see what happens with that for sure. As you line up the kick, I'll tell you...
Tom Scott.
Tom Scott, is that Tom Scott? Okay,
Yep.
That's Tom Scott. He was actually really good a couple of weeks ago, Tom Scott.
Yeah, he's a great kick.
Yeah.
He's still quite young.
Okay.
Played a lot of Colts, and great kick.
Yeah, right. What do you think of the hairdo? Has he got a perm?
It looks like it, doesn't it? It's quite iconic for him, I would think.
Yeah, it's Polly and Dynamite. I'm going to call him first. No, I don't want to get in any trouble there.
I'm sure he's heard it before.
And Gungahlin looks to play out of their half with a questionable offload thrown by number 4. That's Andrew Gibson. Halfback looks to shift it and plays to the back, and that is that man, Tom Scott, who gets a nice kick away all the way to the fullback, who's got a lot of speed, this Adam Lachlan. And looks to play back down the other end with actually a very good nudge if it sits. And it is bounced and gone out. That was, it was a great kick, wasn't it? Mm. We got the Goldman supporters in front of us here. Ash Cara leading everybody around. And hopefully hear them loud and proud today for Goulburn. We'll have a line out about on the 22 here. Gungahlin to throw. He's got a great beard, your hooker. He's great beard.
Yeah.
Chris Gearson. Mm-hmm. I'm probably saying that wrong, aren't I? I don't know. We'll see it wrong.
Grierson.
Oh, you've nailed it. Oh, the physicality there. But we'll know these Goulburn fellas will bounce back straight up. Tough country fellas.
Yeah.
He's done well. Number 10 there. That's Andrew Greaves. Get through the middle. And they look to shift the ball and some great physical contact. And he's called him there maybe for a bit of a head-high tackle. Little chip and chase. Going to no avail. Come back for the penalty here. We'll see what his signal is. He's called time off for an injury. Here to number 7 from Gungahlin. That is Matthew Vernon. Yeah.
Yep.
Looks to be in a fair bit of pain. Hopefully, as I mentioned, these Goldman fellas have been in absolute wars the last couple of weeks in terms of the games they've been playing, but they are as tough as nails. Missing their number 7 from last week, unfortunately. So that's why they've had to make a bit of a shuffle in that forward pack. It may be affecting it a little bit, but we'll see what happens. They could almost see how big that Jordan Lee's on the far side, the number 11. You could almost put him in the second row, couldn't you?
Yeah, or on the basketball court.
He's a tall fella. He's got pace to burn as well. Reports are that he'll be looking to move overseas perhaps next year. To play some rugby overseas, but we'll see what happens. The way he's been playing, he definitely will be missed by this Goulburn side. As he gets up it is number 7, Matthew Vernon, so we hope he's okay. He got up very gingerly, may have got a little bit of a head knock there, but a bit of a loss for that Gungahlin side, that's for sure. So, alright, and time is back on. Yes, it was a high tackle, so my prediction was correct. Yes. I'll be saying his name all day, so I better remember it. Tom Scott kicks the ball down to about the 40-metre line. Will you be sticking around for all the games today too, Rachel?
I think so.
Yeah? Who are you backing in the big one? The Royals versus Vikings. Remember, I'm from Royals, so you better be careful here.
I would say, maybe the Royals.
Maybe the Royals are. She's just saying that because I'm sitting here.
Maybe I am. Yeah.
And good shape. They play to that big man. I'm going to call him Massey Calais. Look to shift back to the right, and they come through. Big number 4, that is Andrew Gibson with a good strong carry up through the middle, but it's stripped off him. And that ball is touched on the kick, half charge down, and it's great chase, puts him onside. And that's a great tackle from him as well. But he goes up and gets up and goes again. Thomas Scott, he's done pretty well to clean that up and Goulburn flood that breakdown. And will look to clear or step their way out of their own half. Some good play going on down that far end, and they look to charge it up. Yeah, a little bit of a scuffle breaking out there. That was a bit of interesting. He just didn't look like he knew what to do with that, the ball then. Gungahlin just need to clear their own line here, otherwise they'll be playing some dodgy footy. I can tell you the captain, I believe he's the captain, number 8 for Goldman, is standing in front of us, and he is a big man. So look to him. They'll be looking to get him the ball as often as they can, no doubt. So Gungahlin will have the line out about 30 metres out from Gungahlin's line. And you'd imagine they'd want to get some of their strike power, which is out in the backs, in the game. And one at the front there. Looks like they got a knock-on advantage. Oh, what do they look to play here? Looks like they're going to go for a little pick and drive into a brick wall. They'll look to shift here. That's big number 5, Jordan Wilcox. I actually believe Jordan might be the captain. I might have butchered that one. Go play, and this is the fella I was talking about, who is very hard to put down, and he proves me right through. Unlucky to lose the ball, but he has a never go down kind of attitude, does Benjamin Cheetham. I believe they call him Mullet. I was talking to the Goldman coach last week. Apparently he rocked up to Goldman. He's a school teacher, and apparently he rocked up with a big long hairdo and big beard. He looked like a hipster, and then he's cut it all off and into a mullet, and he's got rid of that since then, but he's kept the nickname. So I know which I prefer, the actual mullet or a nickname. I'm not sure yet, but he's a very elusive player, so we'll see how he goes for the rest of the day. That was a unfortunate run, and they've actually come back for the knock on at the line out too, so Goldman keeps the ball, so no penalty there, which was good. They will be looking here. They need to just get the ball in and out, Goulburn, because this is where they'll want to avoid the whole game, this one right here. As they look to repack here. And as the scrum gets ready to pack down another time. You'd hope they'd get it in and out in Goulburn and just look to play, but like I mentioned, the Gungahlin scrum absolutely, really strong, isn't it? They kick the ball, and the fullback for Goulburn takes it up through the middle. He looks almost held up, but he fights his way to the ground, and they look to shift, and there's a nice little pick and drive. A bit of space out to the left here. They look to shift again. Ball goes to Jordan Lee's, that man I've talked up, and look. And he's done exactly what I mentioned. Ran big and hard. Feeling like a genie, because all my things that come off of that was definitely high. And I think he's actually even... They've definitely got a penalty advantage. And this is where Goulburn will be the big difference here, is when they can shift the ball, they'll have all the effect. Look like they're on the ball pretty well there, so he might come back to the penalty. So he's having a bit of a chat to him here. I wonder what this is about here.
I was having a chat to Matt this morning.
Okay, so he's gotten them for leaving their feet. I believe he had 2 advantages. The first one for a high tackle by one of the centres from Gungahlin on that man, number 4, Benjamin Cheetham. We'll call him Mullet. And then he's called time off, so he might have a chat here to the captain from Gungahlin. Yeah, so just wording him up just to be careful, because obviously we had a bit of a blue in the last game. Actually, were you here for that one?
I wasn't here for that one.
Okay, they had a bit of a blue in the last game, unfortunately, with a bunch of red cards, which is a bit of a shame. But Queanbeyan got up in the end anyway, 22-5 to be the grand final winners. He actually might have been checking him out for any kind of concussion symptoms or anything like that, but he looks to be fine. Might have got a cut just above the eye or something like that. And it's been a bit of a slow pace the last couple of minutes, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's a bit stop and start.
Yeah, very stop and start. Hopefully Yeah, hopefully they look to get going, and there's that big number 8 standing for Goulburn just at the first receiver spot, so they'll look to get him in the game. Okay, I see where they're all looking now. There's a bit of treatment in the middle of the field for...
Probably something similar, like an eyebrow or something.
Actually, yeah, I wonder where they might have had a head clash, those two, because it is Benjamin Cheetham, so I wonder if they had a head clash in that big collision in the middle there, so they might have both come off worse for wear, but Mullet is very strong, we all know that, and he's a tough country fella, so he'll just keep playing no matter what. And I won't say anything about that kick, because it's probably not exactly where he was aiming, but... Okay. Goldman with the ball now on about the 30-metre line with a line out. Gungahlin is very, very well set in this line out, so they'll look to have to either get some trick plays. They've won it, it's not pretty, and...
Doesn't really go anywhere.
Yeah, it didn't really go anywhere at all. And they've given it to their big prop, who... I'll have to admit hasn't really gone anywhere either. Now this is a big fellow who's got the very good frame. He's been taken pretty well. Goulburn, I've said Gungahlin, how's that? And this is that man Benjamin Cheetham. He's run pretty high though, so he'll have to fight his way to the ground, which he's done pretty well. And they look to shift out to the left, and it goes to the centre, number 12. They've shifted it well, but a good tackle from his number 15 from Gungahlin, Jai Koniki. And Goldman looking to play with the ball, which is pretty wise considering the size of this Gungahlin pack. They come again to the left on another short line by number 6. That is Brendan Clements. Bradley Clements, my bad. Ash Kara correcting me there. Well done, Ash. And another physicality coming through the middle there. Goldman showing up in numbers today, support their team. Run back through, and he's in absolutely hammered there, but he'll get up. Another tough man. And they look to get, I think, number 3 in the game there. He's done pretty well, Bradley Moneyman. Again, I'll apologise if I butcher any of the names. And that's Michael Webber taking up through the left-hand side. They come back to this side, Jordan Lease on a bit of a dummy line, and that is that man Benjamin Cheetham. And he just has a never-go-down attitude, does he? He just keeps fighting for absolutely every inch, which is what you want out of your number 7. And they've come back to the left. And just hit the referee. I don't know if it fouled him or not, but they'll get the scrum, which is probably not what they wanted with the scrum the way it's going. They probably would have preferred that to go to hand and keep playing. So hopefully they can get the ball in and get it out and play, because... and look, we've got another stop. So this is a very stop-start for the start of this game. While we've got this stoppage, might just mention again that we'll have games going on all day here at Viking Park. Luke Kimber along with Rachel Warwick calling this game for you in First Division, First Grade in the Grand Final. Games after this one, kicking off at 1:15, will be the Women's Grand Final. The Canberra Royals versus Uni North Owls. It should be a great contest for those two teams. As the scrum packs down on the 5-metre line. I don't know, Rachel. This will be a bit of a dodgy one, this one here. And ball was at the back. Definitely don't want resets. Otherwise, it could be a long day. I've been really impressed with the skill set of this Goulburn team, though.
Yeah.
The ability to keep the ball in hand and shift it has been second to none. So look how we go here. Here goes the scrum repacks. So it's almost gotten warm now, hasn't it?
Yeah, the sun's really...
Wind's died off a little bit. And they've...
picked up by Eagles.
Yeah. Did you see what happened there? They looked like they might have lost the ball at the back of the scrum, Goldman, which is unfortunate.
That's what it looks like.
That man, Thomas Scott, clears away, and it is an absolute massive shoe. I tell you what, it's going to sound bad to me, but he doesn't look like much Tom Scott, but then he can kick and run and do everything you need to do.
Yep, he's everywhere.
Yeah, definitely relieve some pressure there. So Goulburn good win at the line out there. They look to shift it to the midfield, and that is Michael Webber. Shifted back to the blind side, and this is their captain, number 5, Jordan Wilcox, with a good carry up through the middle. Come back to this side, and you almost can't blame him for that, because he just had a carry and got up and had another carry, but they were offside, so they've got a penalty, and the Goulburn crowd cheers on in front of us. It's almost in front of the post, so you imagine being finals, maybe they'll take the points, but no, it looks like they're going to tap and go. Probably wise considering their set pieces, and is probably going to struggle all day. So looks to shift it back to the left, and that is Bradley Clements with a good carry up through the middle. Gungahlin looked to be on that ball. Very lucky for Goulburn. The inside centre takes the ball and runs pretty well. Ben Todcool. Very good run. Nickname Toddy I heard thrown out just then, so I might use that for the rest of the game. Number 13, Alec Palmer, takes a good little carry up the right-hand side, and they look to shift it back to the left. Number 10 takes it. Good little dummy. Good body height to secure that ball. 10 gets the ball again, shifts it again, and they've on here. Oh, great defence on the far side by number 10, I believe it is, Matt Power. The best name in the comp. And they come back to this way to Mullet. And there he is again. He doesn't look like much, but he will take a lot to put down. They come back to this side, which is probably wise because Jordan Lees is out this way. He gets very close to the sideline. Manages to stay in. Halfback scoots blindside again. Managed to stay in as well. Looks like a knock-on, but they have a penalty advantage. Looks like a head-high tackle and a yellow card. A head-high tackle and a yellow card. That looks like the number... He's put his hand up in apology. I wonder who it is. It looks like might be the blindside winger, number 14, Johnny Power. And that's not power, that's power. Maybe not. Yes, it is Johnny Power. So he's been yellow carded. I think the halfback scooted on the blind side there and got taken at a high tackle, a desperate tackle by Johnny Power. So he'll spend 10 minutes in the naughty chair, which is... and then Goldman have won that in a not particularly great fashion. But they're definitely on this side. If they can shift the ball, that's unfortunate. They look like they've got a knock-on advantage, so... Yeah, so they'll come back for the knock-on, and it looks like in the tackle. So perhaps not intentional, so just a scrum. So once again, Goulburn seemingly kind of camped down in this Gungahlin half, aren't they? So hopefully
definitely putting the pressure on.
Yeah, hopefully they can convert this pressure into points, which is probably why I mentioned they wouldn't have been too unwise to take the 3, but I suppose they feel like they've been down here so long now they need to get a try to make it worthwhile. There'll definitely be space for Jordan Lees now on this left-hand side with his opposite number being yellow carded. So look to them to get the ball in and out as quick as they can and come to the left. And Gungahlin gets a penalty at scrum time. This will just be an absolute... I want to be positive, but it will be a problem area for Goulburn all day. It was last week against Adfa. It was the week before as well. Where the difference here will be is the skill set in Goulburn's side. If they can hold the ball and shift it and get it to their attacking weapons, then maybe they have a bit more of a shot. The more of this set-piece battle they get into, the more they're going to lose. And... looks like Reece Henshaw is having a bit of a chat to one of the Goulburn props here. Basically saying, I would imagine, if you don't keep it up, you'll be sitting in the chair with old mate. Intricacies of scrum time can be discussed at a later date. I won't ask you because it'll be... we'll both get a headache trying to work it out.
Yeah.
We'll just say the big fellas need to push and stay up. And that's coming right for us. Hopefully misses us. And it's hit a car. That's all right. Yeah. It's been a pretty good clearance here, and the Goulburn crowd is getting up for now. And then the Goulburn crowd has been very vocal, which is what you want to hear for their team. They need to get behind them here today. It's a good carry through the midfield by Gungahlin. They look to shift to the right. It's a good ball and gives it out to Marcy Calais. He gets kind of held up, but it fights his way to ground. A good counter-ruck coming in from, that was Mullet, I believe. Little box kick goes over the top and out on the full. Maybe that was touched. Yes, it was touched. So half charge down, touch. And of course, it was kicked out on the full, which means they would normally come back, but because it was charged down, it's deemed to, it's been a break in it, so that's why the line out is where it is. And line out gets another, Gungahlin gets another good line out, and they shift it to the midfield with a big carry through the middle, a missed tackle there, but they look to be on the ball pretty well there. Just didn't survive the clean out for long enough, and number 10, Aidan Greaves, takes it forward for Gungahlin. And they shift it to that man, Marcy Karevi, gets a good offload. And that number 18, I'm not sure who that is actually. Might be a replacement for the number 7 who's come on. Maybe Rachel will be able to find who that is. You know who that is, Rachel?
It's Jefferson.
Yeah.
Let me check.
Number 18.
18? Yep, Peter Jefferson.
Okay, Peter Jackson. So he's come on for a bit of a replacement. Someone's lost a shirt, I believe, or something in the middle there.
Don't
know what that is.
Sure what it is.
And Gungahlin look to roll and rumble and use their big men, but this is a
they're right
battling.
there on the line.
Yeah, probably just a metre or so out. And they look to pick and drive and keep going up through the forwards. They're getting very, very close.
Yeah.
And that's another pick and drive there, getting probably just a metre out now.
Yeah, I see who's lost their shirt. He's going back for it now.
Yes. Oh, he's got skins on. That's probably why I didn't recognise it, who it was. Oh. And also just results from some earlier games today. In the development women's 10s this morning, it was a close game between Goulburn's women's Dirty Reds versus Gungahlin Eagles. Gungahlin were up 17-10 at half-time, with Goulburn conceding a yellow card early in the first half. Goulburn were patient, coming in with 3 tries in the second half and winning 19-17. So that's another great development for women's rugby here in Canberra, in the Canberra and Southern States championships, or competition. A great idea to involve 10s rugby, as a lot of women's, and as I'm talking about something completely other than the game on hand, Goulburn get the scrum penalty. And there is some cheering.
They're excited about it.
They're very excited about it. But it's a great initiative, the women's rugby, the 10s rugby. Of course, a lot of, as it being one of the fastest growing sports, a lot of teams have enough for 10-a-side, perhaps, maybe not enough for, as that ball sails past me and Rachel, and hits one of the golden Dirty Red sign. But yeah, great development for women's rugby in the competition. And then Goldman just let themselves down at set piece time. Throw a little bit off, the lift a little bit off. And it's a good charge through the middle by number 6, Toby Flick, sorry. Apologies, Toby. This number 10 is quite a live wire, little number 10. He's done pretty well there. He ran a little bit sideways. But Gungahlin will look to come back through the middle, through number 5. That is Mitchell Colbert. Mitch has a good carry through the middle. He's been alone a lot of work rate, and that is that replacement you mentioned a couple of seconds ago, running up through the middle. Oh, I forgot his name again. Mitch has another run to the sideline. What was his name again? Peter Jepson. Jepson, that's the one. I'll apologise to you, Peter. And it's another carry up through the middle. That one was number 4, Andrew Gibson. And they look to just slow it down again, Gungahlin, and go through their big man through the middle. That's another little pick and drive, but Goldman looks to be on the ball there, and I'll be surprised if they don't get the penalty. No, the ball comes to the back. Another carry by Mitch gets them up around the 10 metre. They come to the back, and number 12 has a good run up through the middle, but is well tackled by, I believe that's Jackson Reardon. He has been very, very good for this Goulburn side over the last couple of weeks. A tough number 9, punches way above his weight. That's a good tackle there. And Gungahlin look to set. They come this way to Mitch Colbert and fights his way to ground, which is smart. And he's on the ball pretty well there. Been told to release, perhaps. And that was Mullet. This is desperate defence by Goulburn. This is the kind of stuff that they need to do, but they fight their way over Gungahlin. Just as I say it, they fight their way over and score the try. So that might take the score to 12-0 to Gungahlin Eagles. I'm not quite sure who got over there. Did you see who got over then, Rachel?
I didn't.
No. It looks like number 3, maybe. Benjamin Stewart. Fought his way well through that. We'll call it valiant defence from Goldman. And this is perhaps what I mentioned about when they were down this half. They need to convert that pressure into points, don't they?
Yep.
I mean, they need to.
They look like they want it. They've just, Yeah,
they need to. Yeah, exactly. I mean, they had an opportunity for a penalty down here, then a couple of weak little things, a weak couple of penalties, gets them all the way down this other end, and then they're playing.
Yeah.
Playing down the other end, unfortunately. So, as we say that, Tom Scott looks to line up the conversion. A little bit of an odd technique he's got going there. Maybe channeling his Johnny Wilkinson, even though he doesn't look like him. But hey, it works, so I'll be quiet. It's a good kick. Number 14. It takes it to
2 out of 2.
Yeah, 2 out of 2, exactly. So it takes it to 14-0 to Gungahlin Eagles. But people watching at home will probably say, Gungahlin have got the goods here, but I've seen this Goulburn side for the last couple of weeks, and they have every kind of fight you can have. The battle last week against Adfa was probably one of the best games I've seen over the past couple of weeks, and they have the capability to string tries together, string passes together, and really be effective. And that is a massive tackle by Jordan Lees on the far side off a good kickoff. And a penalty too. And I've redeemed myself by calling something accurately. The fight is exactly what I mentioned there, and that is all down to attitude and heart from Jordan Lees with a good chase. They look to quick tap and go wide. And this is Mullet running up through the midfield, and he runs past, and he looks like he's just short. Benjamin Cheetham just short. They look to swing it back this way, and it's a great wraparound play, and there's forwards on backs out here if they can get it there, and offload. And then a knock on by Gungahlin, perhaps. It's lucky there, very, very lucky. Of course, just being a tackle means that there was no ruck and therefore no offside line. So when he threw the offload to Gungahlin, I believe it was the hooker, James McGimpsey, who got hold of the ball there and took the ground, but then just lost the ball in contact. So we've mentioned it, and now we've got another scrum.
Yeah.
Another thing Goulburn are trying to avoid. Get the ball in and out and play, boys, but I suppose you can't avoid it when the other team knocks it on. So we'll see how they go here. I suppose they did get a penalty at that last one, didn't they? Up here, didn't they?
So.
And I should stop commentating because I'm okay. All right. I thought I was calling it the wrong way, but it is brave, I can tell you, from Michael Webber at number 8 to stick his head in there and his hands in there when boots and everything are coming back on top of him to pick up the ball, which is just the attitude of this Goulburn side. A little pick and drive gets them forward a little bit in a good space. Another pick and drive inches them probably 3 or 4 metres out. And another head, I was going to say head high there, but it looked high, but we'll play it on. Reece Henshaw says let the boys play, and they're probably a metre out. And another little pick and drive there. Can't quite see who it was. And they take it to the left, and inside ball. It's a great ball, but a great tackle as well. And have they lost the ball there? They've lost the ball. Yes, they did with a little knock on. It looks like there was a great tackle down low to chop and get the big man down, but now they look to play out of their own half. Gungahlin, you'll expect a clearance kick. No, pick and drive. I don't know why I do this. Alright, they look to play out of their half a little bit. Maybe just a couple of settlers before looking to clear through. And a penalty. I'll wait for the symbol. And they've gone quick. Definitely not on the mark there. So it looks to have hands in the ruck, perhaps from Gungahlin. And that's a big hit by Massey Karevi. McKellar, sorry, my bad. Thinking Samu Karevi. And they shift wide. Number 13 takes it into contact. That's Alec Palmer. He's still going. He's very close. That was a great run. And they look to bring it back to the left-hand side. Someone's lost a shirt a minute ago. Now someone's lost a boot. And that's a great line by Benjamin Cheetham. I'm hoping that his nickname is Mullet, because that's what I've been calling him. And they shift again. Look to come a little bit wider. The interplay between the forwards for Goulburn is rarely their point of difference. They're going to have to shift it here, but Gungahlin have reacted well. It's not a good pass. It looks like it was knocked on, but there was a penalty advantage for offside. Reece Henshaw brings them back to the 15-metre line about 5 minutes out. No doubt they'll quick tap because they'll want to avoid everything. And they'll come back this way. He looks very close, and it's a try to Goulburn, to number 8, Michael Webber. And the crowd, well, quite literally goes wild. Great try, wasn't it?
Beautiful.
Yeah. Really good shape, and to be able to shift the wall, and that was really, really good. So, Goulburn, I talked about it. They have the fight, then they've come back in with a bit of fight just there. This is the way they play. Backs up against the wall and having a crack.
Something to be said about a team that plays like that.
Exactly. I just had to check with one of the Goulburn supporters to make sure that I'm calling the nickname Benjamin Cheetham by his proper nickname, which is Mullet. So I can confirm I haven't butchered that one. So great try. I mentioned Michael Webber as well at the back of that scrum. He had to stick his head and his hands into the scrum to pick up the ball, which was brave, and then he scored the try. So leading from the front, well done to the big man. He's definitely, like I said, a big man. And
doing it all.
And look, yeah, you're right, actually. He's doing the kicking as well. And it sails directly over the post, so...
Can't complain about that.
Exactly. Michael Webber has slotted the kick, scored the try, secured the scrum. What else do you need? All right. So a minute 40 until half-time. 7-14 to Gungahlin Eagles. Very physical contact in the air, but it looked to be all fair. Knock on off Gungahlin Eagles, though, so you'd actually probably want Goulburn to play here and try and maybe run it out of their own half. Get it to Mullet and he'll run through, no doubt. You definitely want to play out here. You don't want to go to another scrum, and that's a great little line, but you don't want to be held up either. He fights his way forward and to the ground, and that's the dogfight that I've been talking about. They look to shift it back to the right, and that is Jordan Lees, the big man. He runs into some other big men. Probably get back out on your wing, big fella, but that's all right. They shift it back again to the right through Jackson Reardon, and it comes to... I didn't quite catch the number there, but it was not a bad little carry. And Mullet takes the ball up through the middle. Again, fighting his way. Even though people get a dominant hit on him, he just fights, and they'll look to clear. Probably a smart move. And the torpy up the middle of the field is a hard one to catch, but well controlled by Jai Konecki. He runs up through the middle with some good footwork and avoids a couple of good tackles, and then is taken down about on the 40-metre line. Gungahlin just look a little bit lost here is what they want to do. Pick and drive, interesting choice. They come to the left. It's good clean out to get rid of the potential threat for a pilfer there. And now they come to this side, and it's not a good pass. It's probably good pressure by the number 14. Number 14, that is Matthew Spratley, and good defence in the end to stop that threat. Interesting play there, and that's number 15 in the front line. He's just didn't survive enough of the clean out there. He was on the ball pretty well, and the counter ruck comes through. That's pretty good. And Gungahlin just look lost here. They don't look like they're ready to play. They need to. No one putting their hands up, and Goulburn is keen. They're all ready to go, putting some big hits on, and they want to get on the ball. That's a good carry though, just as I've said that. And Goulburn almost on the ball there, and they've looked just to kick it out directly towards us into the Goulburn crowd, and that will be half-time here in First Division, First Grade. Goulburn taking on Gungahlin Eagles. Gungahlin Eagles leading 14-7 in what has been a bit of a topsy-turvy first half. Gungahlin definitely having the better of it in set piece and things like that as well. Goulburn sneaking back with a late try to Mike Webber. just before we go to the half-time, we'll be back before long. Just like to thank our sponsors once again, Hans Superdry, Griffin Legal, McDonald's ACT, O'Neill's, Poplars, Rourke Projects, PTP, True Fit and Hill, and of course Bar TV, which is all of our matches today will be live streamed and commentated, both on Field 1 and Field 2. Next up will be Royals Women's taking on Uni North Owls. We'll be back before long with the second half. Okay, hello and welcome back to the second half of the First Division First Grade between Gungahlin Eagles and Goulburn Dirty Reds. Score is 14-7 to Eagles in what was a different kind of a first half. This is Luke Kimber in commentary, joined by Rachel Warwick from Gungahlin Eagles. And Rachel, was a bit of a different topsy-turvy first half, wasn't it?
Yeah, I would definitely say so. It was a big physical contest.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Goulburn definitely
really rough in there.
Exactly. Gungahlin definitely had the rub of the green in terms of the scrums and the set piece, and Goulburn probably a bit more with the ball in hand.
Yep.
So as the kickoff just happened, and looks like it was a knock on in the contest in the air from Goulburn, from Gungahlin. Sorry, apologies. Just a couple of kids running past, pretty excited.
Yeah, but they love it out there.
They definitely getting vocal, which is good to see, I guess. Of course, games going on all day here at Viking Park. God, that is some brave stuff, isn't it? Imagine there's, I can't even count now, 16 blokes, 8 people on each side. They're all coming back on top of you and you've got to pick up a ball. Not a whole lot of fun, but he's done well again, the number 8, Mike Webber, after scoring that try just before the half. And the fullback, he gets a pretty good little pass away and then just gets caught with good line speed from Goulburn.
It's good of Connacht to hold on to it.
Yeah, and then they go back to this again. Yeah. This is their strength, their pick and go, isn't it? But I'm putting the mocker on things today. Now Goulburn stole the ball. Gungahlin are going to end up hating me. Now Jordan Lee's here on this side. He's taken up off the left-hand side. It's a pretty good tackle and then he gets knocked down and knocks the ball over. Knocks the ball on, sorry. That was Massey Karevi with a good chase down tackle, and they go deep again to Tom Scott, who gets clear and kick away. Advantage should be over, and Mike Webber, who does just about everything for this team, is back in there for that, and he kicks as well, so don't be fooled by the number on his back, because he just hoofed the ball away and is coming directly for us. And he's taken that clearance about to the 430, we'll call it 38 metres, something like that. Exciting bit of play. See what I mean about that winger for Goulburn, eh? He definitely can get a run on.
Yeah, had the pace.
Yeah, he's big too. Jordan Lees, very experienced campaigner, has come into this side and has proven. Okay, so the Gungahlin win that line out end. They come with a switchback on the inside. The great run by number 8, Kane Broderick. It's a good tackle though in the end to bring him down, and then another good carry. That is Mitch Colbert. He gets a good carry on the front foot and they shift the ball wide. Another good tackle, a forward pass and then a good tackle to put him into touch. So this Goulburn defence is different. It's not going to be massive dominating hits, but they're going to make their tackles. Yeah. They're going to get up, go again, make their tackles, aren't they? Yeah. So definitely interesting to see how it plays out for the rest of the game, because I've no doubt that the coach for Goulburn would have given a ribbing at half-time, no doubt.
I mean, it would be daunting. Just the sheer weight of the Eagles' scrum is just...
Yeah, no, you're not wrong. Well, they've got to do it again now, don't they? Oh, okay. Yeah. Probably fair enough, and probably also a...
it's the second one today, I think.
Yeah, probably a penalty just to do with the dominance. Like, that's one of the ones where you go, they're dominating all day. I get if it was to go 50-50, you would probably have to go to Gungahlin. So
was having to explain it again to the number 5 and
we'll let him do the explaining, because you and I sitting here nice and comfy probably don't want to have to bother. We'll just call all the pretty stuff. So Gungahlin gets a nice kick, probably about to the 5 metre for Goulburn. And this is where Goulburn needs to step up here. This is a massive point in the game for them. And overthrow, and it's not straight. So, great news for Goulburn. The great news is they actually get the option of a scrum or a line-out, and they've gone the line-out, which is probably the smart decision. That being said, though, they'll have to do well to win this ball and then retain it to be able to clear out of their half. Looks like they're gone to the back, which is an overthrow, and number 8, Mike Webber, who's probably been my man of the match so far. Pretty early to call it, but he has been everywhere, and just as you do something good, you let him off the hook again.
Be hard on that side now.
Yeah.
Just like it's on this side. All those Eagles supporters right on the line there.
Yeah, exactly. There's a great crowd out here today. Not just what you can see in your camera. There's also people meandering around where me and Rachel are sitting as well. And of course, there's more games going on field 1. We've heard of the occasional cheer going on there. So, scrum to be packed down here for Gungahlin. As Goulburn really they just need to work hard here. And that's actually not a bad effort, to be honest.
Yeah, they're really.
That's actually a pretty good scrum for Goulburn. That's well done. And they've got to bring the big man underneath. No surprise there. He runs through 2 tackles. And they eventually bring him down. And that's Weber again, I believe. And they shift the ball. And that's number 8. Kane Broderick.
Good comp between those two.
Yes, it is. It's another good pass. And that gets it to Jai Konecki. They knocks it on, though. And fullback Adam Lachlan. The 2 first-name man. Okay. High tackle. Okay. I was wondering what he was doing there. He kind of just kicked it for no reason. I was wondering why, and then the ref shows us that they had a penalty for a high tackle. So Goulburn will breathe a sigh of relief after being probably in the worst position in the game to defend, and then turning the ball over, and then turning it all over again, and leaving Gungahlin to have a chance to attack. But now, well, that kick has gone a mile, but it has not actually gone that far in terms of staying in the field of play. So Goulburn will have a line out on about their 22. It's a pretty dynamic little shift, and Gungahlin has gone up and stole that, and that's Mitch Colbert. He's been doing that all day, and he's now got the ball, cleaning up messes and stealing lineouts, and actually having a lot of carries. He's played really well so far for Gungahlin, probably been one of the standouts. And this is the number 8 again. That's Kane Broderick having a run up through the middle. As Goulburn, though, has got on the pilfer and stolen the ball, and that's a great bit of leg drive. They'll need a good clean out to get rid of the pilfer from number 6, Toby a flick, and a clearing kick. I'd say not a bad option. Well, it's turned into a good option after that.
Oh.
But, Rachel's had a bit of a... Yeah. It's definitely been a big hit there. Don't worry, Rachel. The boys will be fine. And they'll ground the ball. It will be a 22. There's something I love about this Goulburn side. Someone says get back on side, and everybody runs to get back on side. They really respect and work hard for each other all game. So, just with a chat at halftime as well with one of the Goulburn's faithful, Ash Kara. She mentioned that the reason this Goulburn scrub has been struggling is that they've lost a couple of props through injury the last couple of weeks. So it's a bit unfortunate, but wow, great defence in the middle there. That's from number 13, Alec Palmer, and they might have... Yeah, okay, so... Of course, as soon as a tackle player knees touch the ground, you must release him to give him the opportunity to place the ball. It was a great hit from number 13, Alec Palmer. Probably just didn't realise that the knees had touched. It's a bit of a grey area, of course, of rugby union, so you need to listen to the referee to make sure that you hear when he tells you to release. So then you can obviously release the ball and release the player and then go back after the ball. And Thomas Scott.
Wow, right there.
Wow. Okay. Thomas Scott has kicked from the 50-metre line down to the 5-metre line. That was massive, wasn't it?
Huge.
And again, similar to the first half, the first section of the first half, pressure was all on Goulburn to keep them out, and they didn't manage to do it. They've done it once already this half, so let's see if they can do it again here. As Gungahlin goes to their faithful, that's Mitch, and not straight throw. I didn't want to say it as it was mid-air, as I'm often wrong, but it did not look very straight, to be honest. And Goulburn wisely go to the line-out. That being said, though, Mitch Colbert's been getting up and stealing a lot of the Goulburn line-out, so you kind of want to avoid him, which is... I don't know what they've gone for there, but it's somehow worked out. Overthrow with no one jumping, and they just caught it. Don't mind the move. We'll call it intentional. And they've come back to the right-hand side to Jackson Reardon, who's been very impressive in every game I've seen these guys play. And the clearing kick is made. It's actually a very good clearing kick. It gets them up to about the 30-metre line. And they go quickly. And that is Jai Konecki. He plays back to the blind side through number 10, Matt Power, that great name again. I've said it 1,000 times. And that's number 9 running up the blind up that far side. It is Sean Konecki, brother of Jai, I've been told. And they go back to this pick and drive, which is probably their mainstay, where they've had all their success throughout the start of this game. Getting closer and closer. Goulburn are going to have to put absolutely everything. And I can tell you in the background, Jai Konecki has just gone down. He's limping fairly severely as well. So it looks like they might even have got this into a maul here, Goulburn. They want to keep it. Okay, so they got a penalty. So if Gungahlin had got that over the line, then it would have been held up and not a collapse maul, which would have made a big difference. So, but it doesn't matter anyway because they got a penalty. Looks like for offside. And no doubt we'll see a scrum, I would say, because, well...
Yeah, I'm just noticing Jai over here. He's still looking like he's...
Did you see what happened to him at all?
No, I think he's getting some attention now.
Yeah. Looks like he's clutching at his lower leg there, maybe left leg, ankle. Yeah. It might be a bit of a big loss because he's been quite dynamic at the fullback position. He's getting around, hasn't he?
He definitely controls the game well.
Yeah. Experience as well. So obviously, well, he's getting some treatment now. So they'll stop play for this, and then we'll see what happens after that. I once again just like to thank our sponsors here today: Hans Superdry, Griffin Legal, McDonald's ACT, O'Neill's, Poplars, Rourke Projects, PTP and TrueFit and Hill, and of course Spa TV, who are doing all the live streaming here today on Field 1 and Field 2 of Viking Park. There will be awesome footy played all day today. So the next game up, starting at 1:15, will be the women's grand final clash between Royals and Newnie North Owls. On the main field will have Colts kicking off. I'm actually not sure what the time the Colts were kicking off. I've done that again, but Colts will be kicking off between Royals and Queanbeyan. They may have already kicked off, actually. I've lost the plot over here. And then in the second grade game, it will be Vikings taking on Gungahlin. And in first grade, the big dance, it will be the Canberra Royals taking on the Tuggeranong Vikings, which will be an awesome matchup. If you're not doing anything today, make sure you come down to Viking Park. Only $10 entry for what is a great spectacle. There are heaps of people milling around, and there will be heaps of people here for the rest of the day. So make sure you get down and have a watch of some awesome club footy here in the nation's capital. As we see Gungahlin go to their scrum. They're just going to have a reset here. It looks like Mitch Colbert's actually moved to the flank as well. That was probably happened ages ago, thanks to the injury to Matthew Vernon. So that's probably happened for a while there, but I only just noticed it here. And Goldman will have to hold them out here, and no doubt get a penalty out of that one for shearing. And number 10's taking it really flat to the line. Looks very close, almost over the line, is he? No. Gungahlin will look to get back control of the ball, going through a pick and drive. It's great defence from Goulburn, though. They'll be doing very well to hold them out here. That's another great tackle. Holds up just short, and he's held up. So we'll come back for the penalty, and it looks like he's reaching for the pocket as well. Yes, a yellow card at scrum time. We called it in the first half. It was always going to happen, I think, with just how wounded this Goulburn scrum is. It was always going to be a struggle. So it looks like they've yellow card. I'll pick out a number for you in a minute when I see him going off. Who was going off there? Did you catch a number there, Rachel?
I didn't.
No. Yeah, I believe I saw a yellow card go up, so it looks like they're bringing a prop on. So I'd imagine that a flanker would be going off, or a winger, and I'll bring a prop on. Maybe I've got that wrong. I could have sworn I saw. Yes, there is at the far side, walking off. It's hard to see him. Boyd Newby has been yellow carded at scrum time. So, in order to keep the scrum going, they'll have to bring on a replacement, number 18. I haven't quite caught his number. I'll get his name for you in a minute, and he'll probably. You know what? I think they've put one of their flankers to a prop and just said, why not? Wouldn't be surprised if it's Mike.
In there.
Yeah, wouldn't be surprised if it's Mike Webber. He's doing everything. So there you go. I've just been told Mike Webber has started his career in the front row, and I think he maybe should stay in the back row after that attempt at the scrum there. Unfortunately, I'm not sure if it was him, but look, there's not too much to say really. That was kind of inevitable, unfortunately. That being said, though, Goulburn now gets the opportunity to hopefully get the ball back and start playing some rugby down the other half with ball in hand.
Yep.
So, yeah.
Reset.
Exactly, yeah.
So it'll be Tom Scott kicking again for the conversion.
Yeah. You'd probably back him here, wouldn't you? What are you going to say, in or out?
I don't know.
In or out?
I would say in.
In? Oh, shock me. She's wearing a Gungahlin vest, and she's going to say the kick's going in. Shock me. And she goes in. Right. I was trying to put the commentator's curse on him for Goldman. I'll always champion the country fellas, but and they've gone quickly too.
Yep.
As the crowd gets behind them, the kick
momentum.
The kick is actually a pretty good kick too. And there's that man again. He gets an absolute bomb of a kick away, and I'm not surprised that he didn't try to catch that one. I wouldn't have either.
No.
And that's Webber again. He's doing it all. Okay, and now they'll reset here. This is where Goulburn needs to switch on. They need to get the ball in their hands and just look to play. And as I say that, they're going to kick to the corner, out on the full, no doubt, and come back. No, not out on the full. But they'll kick to the fellow with the biggest boot here today. Okay, now they want to play here. Where's Lees? Okay. I should stop talking. Oh, well, hang on a second. Oh. Okay, so that was a great option. I think it was Ben Toddkill who defied my words and said, no, let's go for the crossfield kick, try and get big Jordan Lees the ball in space, and it almost paid off if it wasn't for an unfortunate bounce of the ball. And now the play is right in front of us here, Rachel.
Yep.
You can definitely see Goulburn's got this. Gungahlin's got the size on them, don't they? Yeah, I have to almost agree with the Goulburn players there. That was a sideline. It was a bit of balking happening from the hooker, but we'll play on anyway. Yeah, definitely in the side though. You can't argue with that one. What they need to do here, Goulburn, is just not get frustrated, and remember, they have come from positions like this and before to win games. So just stay relaxed, stay calm.
Yep. I think that's one thing Eagles are great at, especially in this game. They're looking really quite relaxed, actually, quite composed.
Yeah, they look good with ball in hand, don't they? You just don't doubt them, and that is not out. Wow, Jordan Lees has done awesome here, and you just want to see him run. He's a big man, and that was a good run, and that's the kind of stuff you want. Man. It's actually not a bad option. I was going to say he probably doesn't want to kick. If it holds up, it'll be...
Let it go.
Oh, that's very unfortunate. Goulburn just wants the ball in their hands, as I've said. But, look, the option wasn't bad. The option was there. There was space there. Just an unlucky bounce again, and it goes dead. So the scrum will be set from where he kicked it, which is about on the 40-metre line in Goulburn territory. So, a bit interesting here. We'll see. And I just want to see who's gone to hooker here. So it looks like they put their hooker to prop, and I can't tell. Okay, so the Tabner, I've just been told, Tabner's been put to hooker there. So good club man, but it's half worked. Hopefully it's half worked. It looks like it's kind of. Well, they're inching their way forward, Gungahlin, but it's well done by Goldman not to give away a penalty. And Michael Webber will not be thrown off easily. Ooh. There's a bit of a weird thing going on in the background there. As big number 4, Andrew Gibson, has a carry up through the midfield. They'll probably look to shift here. Number 10 gets it and shifts it wide. It's a good pass. And Massey Kelly is taken well and a good tackle and gives the ball off to Thomas Scott on the far side. Goulburn will have to dig deep to defend here. Mitch Colbert taken in a good tackle. Look to shift again to the right. It's another good counter ruck which disrupts the pass and makes it a pretty hard one. Gets the ball to Benjamin Stewart, who runs into the good tackle at number 7, who is Mullet. And he gets around and makes another tackle there, Mullet. Pretty good. He gets on ball. Is he in good position, sir? Holding on, he is. That is Benjamin Cheetham, a.k.a. Mullet. Makes 2 good tackles and then gets on ball to steal the ball. So very well done by him, and then a great kick gets them all the way down to the 40 metre line. We'll call it 38 metres. Oh, I thought they might have gone a little further, but I'll keep you commentating. Okay, Goulburn with a big chance here. They'll need to score in the next couple of minutes to put themselves back in contention with this game. So they go to the middle of the line out. Good option, well taken, and they shift it wide here. Play out the back, and it's a good tackle, though, from number 14.
Power.
Johnny Power, is it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, thank you, Rachel. And then play back to the middle to the captain, Jordan Wilcox. It's a good carry. And they look to play still to that side. Another good carry up through the middle. This leg driver, this Goulburn side, always surprises me. And talking about leg drive, there is a man with a plenty of it. And another good pick and drive up through the middle, and he runs away with it. That is Michael Webber, and he has been inspirational. There's a big hole opened up through the middle there, and Michael Webber runs straight through, and the Goulburn crowd is giving all of their support, which is great chant goes out as well. Reds forever. The Dirty Reds, great work by Michael Webber. He is having an absolute game. And guess he'll take the kick, Rachel.
Yeah.
Michael Webber again.
Yeah.
Why not, eh? He'll score the tries, he'll kick the goals, he'll make the tackles. Anything you need from him.
Mm-hmm.
It's probably not the most technical run-up I've ever seen anyone take. But hey, why not?
Gets the job done.
Gets the job done, that's exactly right. And a good show of sportsmanship as well from Michael Webber. Just having a chat for a couple of the fellas on the other side. He's enjoying his day out in the park, the big fella. Without a doubt, one of my picks for best performance for this Goulburn side today. May as well chuck him into prop, Michael Webber. If he's played there before, put him there again. He'll sort out the scrum, do whatever you need. And Gungahlin just taking their time. So the game is back on here. Within 7 points, wouldn't it be great to see a tie at full time? We go to extra time.
Yeah.
Could very well happen.
Getting tight.
That's a great kick-off. And well taken by one of the Gungahlin players there. I've missed him there. And this is number 4, Andrew Gibson. Has a carry up through the middle, but it's a great tackle there from Mullet. And the ball shifts wide. A switch comes underneath, and that's another good tackle through the middle. Oh. Mullet's involved again. And they come again to this right-hand side, do Gungahlin. And I'd hate to say it again, but Mullet makes another tackle. That's 3 in a row. They come back to the left, and that's a replacement, a big man, but he's absolutely whacked by Michael Webber, who tries to steal the ball. Doesn't quite get it, though. They go to the left again, shift, and that's Mitch Colbert on the far side, who's had a good game. Go to the left again. The halfback has a little scoot and tries to palm someone else off, but gets good manhandled there. Come back to the right through Mitch Colbert, who has another carry. He's had a lot of carries today. They come again to the right and to his second row partner, Andrew Gibson. And they're just... This is where Gungahlin just seems to get lost a little bit. And as I say that, Mitch Colbert has another great run. Goldman just needs to man up here. It looks like it might have been a knock on. There was. So great defence. Great defence there from Goulburn, just to hold them out, and that is... Oh, put it this way, they need... It's great defence, but now they got a scrum and they need to get all the way down the other end immediately. They don't want to spend their time milling around inside their own 22, because without a doubt, Gungahlin will make you pay. So it happened with Gungahlin's last try. It could very well happen again. So get the ball in, boys. Get it out. and either run or kick the thing down all the way the other end of the field. That's what you want to see anyway.
Yeah.
Well, it sounds bad because I think I'm almost sounding biased towards Goulburn. Well, I'm not trying to be. I just like the country footy players, and this Gungahlin outfit has been very, 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 very effective all year round, and has earned their way, no doubt, through the way they play, which is physical, into this grand final. They are no doubt the better team throughout the season, so we'll see how they go here. I don't mean to sound biased. Oh, my word. I hope no one's hurt, because that whole scrum literally folded back on itself. I really hope no one's hurt there. A couple of blokes are down. We might just have to have a minute.
Like I said before, a lot of weight.
Yeah.
So
a lot of weight just pushing through. It always amazes me. Look at that. That Goulburn side got absolutely folded. The majority have stood up, and I think that might be Mike Webber at the back. He's probably tried to dive in and get the ball, and the whole thing's landed on top of him. I hope it's not, because he is one of the best players for this Goulburn side. Yeah, it is Mike Webber. He's got up. He's a tough character, but that looked like it hurt. Literally the whole thing folded on top of him, and he's brave trying to grab the ball, but even the toughest man would have trouble getting up after that. So good on him. He's going to stay up. So good work. And he gets rewarded with another scrum. So the other thing I really like about this Goulburn pack is that they could have, well, not that you wanted to, but they could have gone uncontested quite a while ago. But you know what they're saying? This is rugby. We're not going to turn into league and not going to be soft. We're going to keep scrummaging all day long. Doesn't matter if we're getting going backwards. It's part of the game. And the ball was out there, was it? Wow. Somehow Gungahlin got the ball back, though. And go back to their pick and drive. This is their mainstay. This is what they're good at. Probably 3 metres out. And they've lost it. Goldman has pulled this one out of the hat, and they've cleared out to the 22-metre line to a line out. Oh.
Get it out of there.
Oh, this is an absolute battle of the games. Battle of a game. And I'm losing my voice because I'm just excited. I'll apologise now. And I keep putting the mocker on them. As soon as they do something good, they'll let them off the hook again. And this is where, see, they want their defence here to stand up, not on their own 5 metre line, right here. So boys need to get involved, and right as I say that, Mullet puts a good hit on, but they get an offload off and they shift it to the right here. No surprises what they'll be doing, which is going to be running hard, but there's a good hit made on, and they come to the right again. They spread it wide, and that is that Jai Konecki, and then it's been charged down, and I wonder Jordan Lees has almost got a hold of that, and he's probably just been unlucky not to keep the ball in. Jordan Lees, he's the name has forgotten me, but Jordan won an award on Wednesday night. I think it was Jordan Lees. Yeah, I can't quite remember the name of the award though. There you go. So the representative player of the year for Southern Inland and Monero and South Coast combined. So, all right.
Great run.
Another good run, yeah, straight up through the middle. That was number 12, Michael Nicholas. He's actually been very good, but I haven't said his name a whole. There's a great run up here. A big don't argue. And then a great tackle. That was number 8, Kane Broderick. And a great tackle from Adam Lachlan, the bloke with 2 first names. And Gungahlin looked to attack that far left-hand side, but Goldman looked to counter-ruck. And have they won the ball? No, they comes out, and Mitch Colbert takes the ball up through the middle. And this is where Goldman just needs to work really hard and defend here, not on their own line. And if they can get on ball, he's on ball pretty well there, and he's stolen it. And what does he call a knock on? Yeah, as he was stealing the ball, I thought there might have been. Looks like he got a clean pilfer, but just lost the ball forward. It's unlucky. I think that was number 6, Bradley Clements. He's done well there. That's unfortunate. Okay. So here we go. Another scrum. Another scrum for these guys. And lucky we like rugby union because there's a lot of scrums this game, aren't there? There's some cheering. Oh, and as a car horn goes off behind us and a lot of cheering going on field one. Goulburn manages to do pretty well to stop the momentum of this scrum and avoid a penalty by this stage. Yeah. They'll need to defend really, really well here. As the number 10 takes on the outside. That was a great try. Well done by Matt Power, the man with the name. He gets a great try. He's been playing really well and consistent. All of this game has Matt Power controlling his team around the park and has been a bit of a live wire too in terms of getting the ball and taking it to the line and being effective every time he has the ball. Alright. So we'll have a kick now by that man Tom Scott from, I'd imagine, pretty much on the sideline. Can update you on scores from today earlier on in First Division, second grade. West went down to Queanbeyan 22-5 in the grand final there. So obviously a hotly contested contest with a couple of red cards, but we'll ignore that and just remember that it is rugby and we are all mates off the field. In the Colts grand final over on field one, Queanbeyan leads Royals 20 points to 14. And after this, there will be the women's grand final between Royals and Union North Owls. The second grade grand final, as there's some cheering happening from the Royals end of the grandstand on field one.
Beautiful.
But meanwhile on this field, Tom Scott absolutely slots a kick from the sideline.
6 minutes left.
6 minutes left.
It's getting fiery on this side.
Exactly. This is going to be that's a great kick-off. Can they get under it and steal it? Knock back. Well, this is going to be a very hard contest, this game now for Goulburn. They've fought well, but it has been a combination of factors for Gungahlin that have kept them in the game, or kept them winning. And that's a pretty good run by Mike Webber. He's taken well in a tackle by number 15, Jai Konecki. Seems to have pulled up all right from his ankle injury a minute ago, and then there's a penalty for not rolling away against number 21. Haven't quite caught his name. He's come off the bench early in the first half. And then number 5, Jordan Wilcox, takes the ball forward with a good dominant carry, and they go back to the right. Number 6 gives it to Bradley Clements. Couldn't quite catch who he gave it to. It was a good run up that sideline, and he comes onto the ball, does Mullet. And it's a good leg drive too to get them over the advantage line. They should look to play fast here to this left-hand side, but they'll go back to the right. And Bradley Clements has another good run up that right-hand side. Gungahlin is on the ball, but not legally. They go quickly, and most of this back line is offside, but he seems to have missed it, has Reece Henshaw, but that's all right. And they will look for shift it back, and that's Bradley Munaman, who has a good carry up through the middle, and they go wide, and that's unfortunate. And this is what I mean. Goulburn has the ability to make breaks, score tries, and look very dangerous. It's been their handling at times that's let them down, which is unfortunate. But perhaps not just their handling, it's probably more the Gungahlin defence that has put them under pressure and made these passes go to deck, which is unfortunate for Goulburn, but we'll look for I'll try and be positive, and Goulburn needs to look for a pushover scrum here, I reckon. We'll see if they can do it.
Yeah.
And the scrum seems to hold pretty well for Goulburn. And just as I say that, it has folded around to the side, and now they'll use it. And through that massive boot of Tom Scott, they've gotten, that is an absolute belter of a kick.
Yep.
Gotten down to the 40-metre line. He's been really good today, Tom Scott, hasn't he? He's kicking the goals, he's relieving pressure every time he needs to.
He's just one of those players you can rely on.
Yeah, definitely.
Does the job.
Yep. It looks like they've gone pretty quickly here. They'll look to spread the ball wide. They need to get the ball in Jordan Lee's hand if they can, because he is their attacking threat out here on the left-hand wing. They look to go back to the right and through Webber, and he gives a nice ball to his captain, Jordan Wilcox, who charges up with some good leg drive, and they look to play pretty quickly if they can. Number 10 takes it forward. That's Aiden Greaves. They'll come back to the left here, and his Mullet is fairly isolated, but I wouldn't worry because they need to release him here, Gungahlin, and they have. Okay, and then they come this way again, and that's another... it's pretty physical defence, though, and a good clearing kick, but Jordan Lees is chasing back after it. Advantage is over. So let's see what Jordan can do from the back. He'll need to do something inspirational. He steps the first man, palms off. Does he? No, he doesn't. It's a great tackle again by Matt Power, who gets up and gets onto the ball. That's really, really good play from Matt Power. And it comes back again from Mitch Colbert, who carries the ball forward in a good, strong physical carry, which he's done all day. And they take the ball forward through the forwards again. Forward through the forwards, shock me. I wonder if that was a maul. It was. Great work there. I think that's Jordan Lees along with his... I'm not quite sure who that other bloke is. He's lying on the ground. He's going to get up. That's number 13, Alec Palmer, who got hit in a massive tackle to lose the ball a minute ago, but he's gotten back and helped out his defence. His team in defence. Now, I'm just going to quickly check on Mainfield because there's quite a bit of yelling and screaming. I'll quickly check the score for everyone at home. I'm not quite sure. It looks like the score is 27-14 to Queanbeyan, and Queanbeyan are ahead in the Colts game.
Eagles putting on a couple of fresh new players here.
Oh, yep. A front rower and a halfback, it looked like, or is...
They've taken off Konecki.
It looks like number 9. Is 19 new? I'm not quite sure.
Affleck and McGimpsey.
Okay, so
taking off a couple, yeah. All
right, probably looking to inject a bit more energy into the end of the game and just really put it to bed for Gungahlin. I have to say, with a minute left to go, it seems like Gungahlin's locked it all up. However, this Goulburn side must be commended on what they've done throughout this year, as they get a penalty and go through the quick tap. Their ability to beat last year's defending champions to get into last week in Adford to get into the final. Also needing to win absolutely every game to get here, and we got to remember they travel a long way to be able to play. So, that is that was a bit silly there from big number 19. He's gone on and give away a penalty, which is exactly not what you want to do. And so is kicking away the ball when you need to score tries. It's a bit silly. And he's lucky not to get a shoulder charge penalised there as well. This number 10 has been very, very good, has Matt Power today.
Yep. Lots of first grade experience under
his belt, has he? Okay.
Yep.
There you go. That's why it's good to have people like Rachel Warwick here with me in commentary so they can give me the inside scoop. As Mike Webb takes the ball. Michael Webber. They want to finish on a good note here, Goldman. Finish their season on a high. And there's a forward out here in the back line. So he needs to draw and pass if he can. He's just drawing pass if he can. And then he's giving it to the outside centre. He's got a clear under the line, Alec Palmer. And just as I said, he wants to finish on a good note. Well done, Goulburn. And the crowd has gone absolutely nuts. Well, Goulburn, Gungahlin, yes, they have done it. They have won the grand final in First Division, first grade, beating Dirty Reds from Goulburn 28-19 in an absolute thriller of a game. A lot of battling going on in both the forwards and in the backs. And
great contest.
A great contest. Well, thank everyone once again for tuning into the finals day here. Well done, Goulburn, to finish on a high there, but even more well done and congratulations to Gungahlin on what was a dominating performance. They led from the outset. They dominated in the forwards. Their scrum ticked them forward all day. For mine, Tom Scott definitely cleared a lot of the pressure out of their own half. Mitch Colbert had an awesome game, having about 1,000 carries. And also the number 10, Matt Power, really led his team around the park. Unlucky for Goulburn, but we'll see them again next year, stronger than ever, hopefully with some new props to prop up their scrum for sure. I'll have to thank again Rachel Warwick for joining me in commentary today. I really appreciate that. And yes, we'll also like to thank our sponsors as well. Heartland Superdry, Griffin Legal, McDonald's ACT, O'Neill's, Poplars, Rourke Projects, PTP and True Fit in Hill, and of course Bar TV, who are streaming all the games here today at Viking Park live across Facebook and YouTube. So if anything goes on the Facebook page, any problems, or if you're having any troubles streaming it, make sure you head across to YouTube to Bar TV. We'll be back before long with the women's game. The Uni North Owls taking on the Canberra Oils in the grand final. Once again, thank you, Rachel, for joining me, and we'll see you soon.